Hey everyone, I'm Nate.
And I'm Abby.
We are the TheRcSaylors, and in this video we're reviewing the NICESKY DHC-2 Beaver with pontoons or floats without the transmitter, but it has secure link technology, which means it works on my Tactic, and that makes me happy. You can buy this plane at towerhobbies.com for $140. If you have the transmitter, this is ready to fly. It comes with everything you need, including the receiver, your Tactic receiver for your Tactic transmitter. If you're like me and you own a Tactic transmitter, I already am going to say I highly recommend this plane. This is 4 channels and it almost comes completely assembled. I did a build video and an unboxing in the same video earlier this week, so if you're watching this video now and you're thinking about buying it, also check out the build video so you can see how easy it is to build.
And it only took you like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It was not bad.
I had to round up some parts and things too, so if I had everything ready right in front of me and I had watched the video that I made, I think I could put it together in about 10 minutes. This plane is pretty small. It's got a wingspan of 26.8 inches, and that's 680 millimeters. So there you have it. It's a fairly tiny plane. It's probably the smallest plane I'd ever want to try to take off and land on the water. Actually, this is the first plane that I've ever taken off and landed on the water, and it was awesome. For being the very first water plane I've ever owned or flew, I had no troubles at all taking off from the water and landing back on the water. It's really just like the runway. And these are my first 2 attempts at doing this ever. And you guys can see it right there. And if I can do it, I'm sure anyone else that's ever flown any planes can do it also. But in case you are nervous and you want to get the feel for the plane before you fly on the water, it comes with landing gear, wheels, or if you don't have any water you can fly on or around. So it's very easy to install the landing gear too. Keep that in mind, this has both landing gear options, the wheels and the pontoons or the floats.
Which is really convenient.
I like that it's 4 channels very much. The maneuverability of this plane was more than enough. The throws that were already programmed in had tons of control over the plane. I never had to throw my control stick over to the full distance. If I did, I'm sure I could have done barrel rolls with this plane and loops. I just didn't try because it was really windy. And the pontoons. I just wanted to have a good flight.
I couldn't imagine seeing that thing do loops, but maybe in a future video.
The control throws were just really good. I had a lot of control over the plane, so I love that. I love the stability of the plane. It feels really solid. I mean, it's made out of foam, but when it was in the air, I didn't feel like the wing was flimsy or anything like that. It was put together really well. I really like the battery's charge time and run time. I think I can get about a 10 to 15 minute flight in the air if it wasn't super windy. So the time of the battery is standard across the board. It's not too short, it's not crazy long. Can't say anything really bad about the charge and run time.
And it's a LiPo 600 milliamp battery.
Yeah, flies on 600 milliamp, that's right. I recommend you pick up a few more batteries.
They're only $10 each at Tower Hobbies.
Yeah, towerhobbies.com, $10. When you get your plane, get a couple more batteries.
So you can fly all day.
I absolutely love the power behind this plane. I think the motor is almost too powerful. It's a brushless 300 kV outrunner motor. Had way more than enough power to get it up off the water. I never flew at full throttle because I didn't need to. And this thing was just ripping through the sky. So with a scale plane especially, you usually fly a little slower and just kind of enjoy the way it looks while it's flying. But if you wanted it to, this thing can climb just straight up into the sky for a bit. It has a ton of power. It's definitely not underpowered. So there you go. For those of you that are wondering what kind of motor it runs on. This thing with the floats only weighs 11 ounces. It's a really light plane. So I don't think you should fly it in the wind. I really don't. I did, and I did okay.
But it could have just blown away.
Well, it would never blow away, but it was just pushing it around a lot. I mean, I was getting a ton of different wind directions. It made it really hard to fly. So if I were you, your first few flights, especially if you've never flown anything else before, I don't think you should fly in the wind. I don't think that I would recommend this plane for a brand new pilot. This needs to be your second, third, or just 20th plane like me. It's awesome though. I love this thing. It looks so good that I'm actually going to keep it out on my desk, up on the shelf behind my desk, just to look at, because it looks really nice.
Alright, negatives.
Yeah, we need to hit the negatives. There are just a couple on this plane. Underneath where the battery goes, I struggled so badly with this. The only annoyance, the absolute only annoyance that I have with this plane is the battery hatch underneath. Now with the pontoons, it's a little bit hard to get to. I've got pretty nimble fingers too, so that's something that I couldn't get to it very well. Yeah, please. And when I did get to it, the battery plugs in just fine. There's no issue with the connection or anything. But once you have the battery in there, the hatch doesn't like to stay closed very well. And that's just, I don't know, there's not enough spring to the little plastic piece that holds it in. So what you have to do, unfortunately, is push it in a little bit past where it locks in, and you lock it in with these outside teeth.
Pretty much you jam it in there.
You almost jam it in, and the reason for this is you don't want this to fall off when you're landing. Then your battery drags the water and short circuits everything, so you have to make sure that it holds it. Or even mid-flight, you don't want that to fall out. So I jammed it in, and then when you come back in and you're swapping your battery out, this thing's nearly impossible to unjam. Once you've got the battery in there and the hatch closed, it's really hard to undo. Now, I did that intentionally. I could easily see a person trying to pull this little lever over and it accidentally pushing back into it the way I intentionally did, and it would get stuck. I had to use my keys and pry this open. It took a while, and I was afraid I was gonna break it because it is plastic. But I found a workaround, you know. That's my only annoyance. The battery hatch needs a little work. I don't want to focus on that too much because this is such a really good plane, and it's such a great performing plane that it needs to have good feedback and good praise. Someone thought this thing through. It's got everything scale that you'd want it to have. It even has the underneath wing brackets that help hold the wing on.
And it has the window. Now there's not people in it, but it's kind of cool because you can see all the guts inside, and I really like that.
I like looking at this plane, and then knowing that it flies is just really cool.
Yeah, when we got this plane and Nathan put it together, I said, that one's going on your desk. It looks good. I like it.
When I flew this at the lake, every single person that walked by and could see the plane flying or me flying it stopped to watch. And
where'd you get that?
Yeah, just tons of awesome comments. I guess that concludes the review. We absolutely love this plane. We'd highly recommend it. Again, it's $140. The batteries are 10 bucks each. You already have a tactic transmitter. Buy it. It's a lot of fun. It's small enough that when it's all built, it fits in your car. You take it out, you turn it on, and you're ready to go. It's just fun. I like bigger planes, but man, this thing for a small plane is the complete package. Highly recommend it. It's the NICESKY DHC-2 Beaver, $140. TheRcSaylors, say 2 thumbs up. Go buy one.
TowerHobbies.com,
Yeah.
$140.
Free shipping.
Tell them we sent you.
Yeah. Now, if you haven't seen our channel before, we do a lot of reviews. We also have a challenge series where you have an opportunity to vote for one of us, which will enter you into a drawing to win free RC vehicles at the end of the month. We're doing this every month. So if you're not subscribed, there's your reason to subscribe. Go swing by the channel. Normally she talks a lot more, but this plane was just kind of all me this time.
All his.
So we'll get her in on the next one. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. See you in the next video.
Bye. There you are. Be careful. Beautiful. Do you think you can loop it the other way? Go left to right? It is pushing it down.